I'm H.J. Harris, author of America the Racist, a new book that is very pertinent for the current political situation in America, especially the 2008 presidential campaign. The purpose of this book is to demonstrate and explain to citizens of the world that racism is at the root and core of every aspect of American life. As long as racism exists in the psyche of this country, America's claims of moral authority will be hollow and disingenuous. America the Racist, the title of this book, is a parody on the poem and song America the Beautiful. The first verse of the poem states, "O beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea." It is ironic that the great singer Ray Charles, a black American, did a soulful version of America the Beautiful that brought tears to the eyes of many listeners. The events surrounding the treatment of black Americans in New Orleans, Louisiana, as a result of Hurricane Katrina, rekindled feelings of injustice and inequality experienced by many black Americans. This tragic event reminded the entire world that America, those in power who control the country, to this very day treat black Americans as they always have, as second-class citizens. The slow response to the plight of black Americans stranded without food, water, or human accommodations for over 4 days, as the world looked on in shock, horror, and disbelief, reminded us all that for many of those in power in America, crowning thy good with brotherhood only applies to white Americans. TV footage of black Americans stranded for days on rooftops without food or water in the heart of the richest nation on earth reminded the world of the true attitude and feelings toward the needs of black Americans by those in power in America. A new generation of world citizens, people who live outside of America, watched the Katrina affair in shock, horror, disbelief, and puzzlement. They must have asked themselves, how could America, the country that holds itself out as the bastion of justice and freedom, let this happen to her citizens, her black citizens? Why was America paralyzed for over 4 days from bringing aid to black Americans while it could easily get aid and medical attention to foreigners halfway around the globe within 48 hours? The answer is the same now in the 21st century as it was in the 1960s, when billy clubs of racist white police officers cracked the skulls and bones of black Americans, when groups of white people had trained dogs viciously tearing the flesh from the bodies of innocent black Americans who were trying to integrate the public schools and obtain the life, liberty, justice, and pursuit of happiness promised in the Constitution.
Get your copy of America the Racist for only $16.95. Available online now at www.americatheracist.com or go to amazon.com. America the Racist, the book you must read before the 2008 presidential election. Learn why you feel the way you do and the impact it could have on this year's presidential elections. America the Racist, available now at www.americatheracist.com.
Racism is alive and well today, but in a much more subtle form. The fact that America, for the first time in the history of this nation, has the real possibility of electing a black man to the highest office in the land is a testament to the progress that we have made as a nation in overcoming racism. However, the fact that some white and possibly even some black Americans are seeking every possible reason not to vote for Obama, whether or not it is factual or rational. It is a strong indication that racism is alive and well. Whether in the 1960s or today, the primary reason that white American people in power respond to the needs, circumstances, and conditions of black Americans is to maintain a facade to the world that America is truly one nation under God with liberty and justice for all. Let us look for a minute at the Pledge of Allegiance recited throughout America by school children and government officials before the conduct of official business. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. When Americans recite the Pledge of Allegiance, there's a sense, a great contradiction. Many white Americans know that liberty and justice for all is an illusion. Many black Americans know that liberty and justice for all is not a reality. The way that America has and still does treat black Americans is the great contradiction that undermines its credibility and moral authority in the global world. The historical truth about America. America is a country built on the tortured bodies of black men who were stolen in the night from their homeland, Africa. America is a country where black women were systematically raped, abused, and disrespected in ways no God-fearing person could even imagine. America is a country that between 1882 and 1968, over 3,446 lynchings were recorded. That's a lynching every 9 days for a total of 86 years. The official number of lynchings is very conservative, since many lynchings of black Americans were never reported. Lynchings were often led by upstanding, prominent Christian white men who had black men and women hung from trees, their bodies burned, mutilated, and dismembered, offered on hot Sunday afternoons after church and prayer, with little white girls and boys observing how black people could be treated at the whims and fancies of a white man. Lynching in America is a ritual of interracial social control and a sadistic sport rather than simply punishment for a crime. America is a country where some white people have done everything possible to keep black Americans in perpetual subjugation or destroy them if they resist, while other white people stand by quietly in quiet acquiescence. America is a country that must put its own house in order before going out to the world preaching truth, justice, democracy, and fair play.
Get your copy of America the Racist for only $16.95. Available online now at www.americatheracist.com or go to amazon.com. America the Racist, the book you must read before the 2008 presidential election. Learn why you feel the way you do and the impact it could have on this year's presidential elections. America the Racist, available now at www.americatheracist.com.